have won 3 of their last 4. Isaiah Thomas leads their fast break, one of the best backliners in the game. Bill Lambier coming off a 14 for 18 shooting performance. Tonight the Pistons blow into the Windy City to meet Michael Jordan, Orlando Woolridge, and the Bulls. It's a Central Division shootout in Chicago.
CBS Sports presents NBA Basketball, America's Game. Brought to you by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. By Honda, who invites you to see the Civic 4-door sedan at your local Honda dealer. And by Cable News Network and Headline News.
Welcoming you to another night of NBA basketball, this time from the Chicago Stadium, where a fine crowd is gathering to watch the Bulls and the Detroit Pistons get together in a Central Division tussle. I'll tell you what, it's been a tough year for Detroit. They've had a lot of injuries. Then they finally had the Silverdome placed on the disabled list, and it's lost to them, at least for the rest of the regular season. Very unique year for Chuck Daly and his troops.
Well, like many teams, Skip, it's been the injuries that has bothered this team greatly. But I think they're getting it back together now. Kelly Tripucka's coming off the bench, has had 2 explosive fourth quarters the last 2 games that Detroit has won, and they're getting better. Although we arrive here tonight and hear that Kent Benson is out now for 2 weeks with an injury he suffered last night. All in all, with Tripucka, with Dan Ranfield coming off the bench, with a Vinnie Johnson, Earl Cureton, who will be starting tonight, by the way, I think this team is getting it together for the stretch now.
Ranfield's still not 100%, but when he gets there, he'll be a factor. Meanwhile, the Chicago team, they're playing before their new owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, for the first time tonight, and they know they want to play a lot better than they did last night in Washington.
Yes, it was a disappointing game for them. They got behind, and then Kevin Lockery decided, because of their rough schedule, 14 games now in 20 days, to let them sit out the rest of the way. And that perturbed Jordan, and I think Woolridge to some degree. So I look for a big game out of Michael Jordan. We're hoping for that anyway tonight, because this team, last time they met here in Chicago, 2 days after the All-Star game, Jordan exploded for 49 points and 15 rebounds. So maybe the frustrations of last night's Skip will pour out tonight.
Okay, and we'll be back with the starting lineups, then the play-by-play story as Detroit and Chicago get together. It's a 17-footer. That won't go, and Watley the next rebound for Chicago. So the Bulls head the other way. We're scoreless and just underway, and we're working on our video problem. David Greenwood handles the ball on the right wing for Chicago. Up top it comes to Woolridge. Watley stumbles but receives the pass. He rolls it low to Michael Jordan. Jordan against Long, jumps over him from 19. Good.
Nobody wants Michael Jordan to put the ball on the floor because he explodes by people, but now he's got that beautiful jump shot that makes him so tough.
Isaiah Thomas hits the jumper at the other end to tie the game 2-2. And here comes Chicago once more. Enos Watley front court. Dave Corzine at the head of the circle. Corzine against Lambier. Right wing, Michael Jordan goes plays it up good. He beat Long off the dribble. Long got no help. Jordan has 4. It's a 4-2 game, and Detroit goes to the attack with 10:50 left first quarter. Isaiah Thomas on the right wing. He lobs it low on the baseline. Cureton fumbles. Earl gets it back. John Long up top. Long backs into the foul line as it knocked away by Watley. Long gets it back. A whistle. And we have a loose ball foul called against John Long of Detroit. Jack Nees and Ed Middleton are your officials, by the way. And so Kevin Lockery's Bulls will bring it up. We apologize for our video problems. Our technicians are hard at work trying to remedy the situation. David Greenwood handles the ball on the right wing for Chicago, and away from the ball, we have a whistle. And a second foul is called on John Long, away from the ball. Probably a reaction to the first one of frustration.
John Long drew the short straw tonight. He is guarding Michael Jordan, and he's not getting any help thus far.
And as you can now see, Jordan finally misses one, and Detroit has the rebound, and Jordan just missed the steal. Isaiah Thomas with the left hand forced it, didn't get it. Long deflects the pass out of the way, made a good hustling play to prevent the fast break. Both these teams played last night, incidentally. Brooks Steppe quickly into the game, and John Long with the 2 quick fouls goes out for Detroit. Chuck Daly coaches the Detroit team. Kevin Lockery handles the Bull. Greenwood from 16.
Oh, is that important to Chicago to get some contributions offensively from David Greenwood?
Boy, he's averaging just 6 points a game. That long layoff with the salary problems really hurt him. Terry Tyler hangs in the air. It won't go for him. Greenwood, good outlet pass, but Corzine off to Woolridge. Did he walk? Yes. Traveling on Woolridge.
Boy, credit Detroit with getting back quickly on defense. You can see all of a sudden Woolridge had 3 men to beat.
Detroit can't throw it in the ocean, though, in the early going. They trail 6-2. Thomas double team. There's Lambier. That's his spot, but he missed. Jordan, the rebound.
Team's leading rebounder, Michael Jordan.
He's double teamed, and it's stripped away by Thomas, who comes out of the pack with the ball, jumps over Jordan, still maintains control. Good pass. Curitan missed the chip shot. It's a track meet. Here comes Woolridge. Still 6-2. The Bulls on top. Enos Watley with it now. Woolridge. And neither team shooting it very well at the moment. Here comes Isaiah.
No one picking him up.
Lambier was surprised by the pass, but he got the hoop nonetheless. 6-4 the score. 8:45 left, first quarter.
Bulls, in their preparation for Detroit, have concentrated on the pick and roll play. Let's see how many we see throughout the game by Detroit on offense.
Corzine. Dave hit the baseline jumper.
Dave Corzine last night in Washington hit his first 10 shots from the field.
Terry Tyler over Woolridge. Did he walk? Yes. He shuffled the pivot foot. And the ball goes back to Chicago. There's Kevin Lockery. And Enos Watley heads up the floor. Brooks Steppe has the unenviable task of shutting down Jordan, though he has done so since he entered the game. See what happens this time. Corzine against Lambier. Double team. Back it comes to Jordan. Good pick by Woolridge, but Jordan can't get the jumper away. And now an illegal defense will be called against Isaiah Thomas. So Chicago will get the ball on the side.
Defense is constantly looking to help out against Michael Jordan.
Next time, a tee will be shot by Chicago. Woolridge has it blocked away very nicely by Earl Curitan.
What a play by Curitan.
Steppe dribbled that one off his nose, but got it to Thomas. Now to Lambier on the move. Won't go for him. Jordan, another rebound. He's got Woolridge ahead of the pack. Great pass. And a foul on Curitan, a two-shot opportunity. And good effort by Michael Jordan.
One of the reasons, there's a fine lead pass by Jordan. One of the reasons this man, Orlando Woolridge, the 11th leading scorer in the NBA, won't be a great rebounder, which is really a weakness for him as a forward, is that he loves to get out on the break. Now, that's his skill, getting out and beating people down the court. So they sacrifice rebounding, particularly on the offensive boards, for Woolridge to get out and run that break.
He's a 79% foul shooter. He missed the first. For Chicago. Orlando's first point of the night. Lambier against Greenwood. Steppe against Jordan. Oh, he almost walked. Gets it back and travel. Detroit is finding it very, very difficult to get on track here in the early going.
This is quality playing time for Brooks Steppe, and he just don't want to turn the ball over in those situations. You just got to do good things when you're Steppe looking for playing time.
Watley dribbles the perimeter. Corzine on the baseline. Lambier has to be scratching his head. Corzine not known for his outside turnaround jump shooting.
Before the night's over, Corzine will be scratching his head too. These are two of the game's best jump shooting centers for sure.
Tyler won't go. Boy, they can't throw it in the sea. Curitan got the layup, and that almost spun out. 11-6, Chicago our score.
Curitan's first start of the season because of Kent Benson's leg injury last night.
They have really had trouble at the strong forward spot. Jordan, good job by Steppe, and he missed the shot, but there's David Greenwood and Woolrich. Yes.
The value of David Greenwood was best expressed there with that rebound.
Detroit wants to talk things over with 6:24 left in the quarter. We have a timeout, and the Bulls lead it.
7 out of 8 wins lately. And on the road, too, Skip.
Steppe from 20. Shot at 21, and the rebound deflects out to Woolrich. Enos Watley with the ball. Little point guard out of Alabama. They've got Jordan posted, but Steppe denied him the ball. Woolrich. That won't go. Terry Tyler does his thing. Curitan didn't get the roll. That was a pretty good play by Watley as he was able to prevent the basket.
Curitan at 6'9", showing his mobility. And Watley did deny that layup. Made it tough for him.
But on the replay, we saw he should have made it even after the hit. Curitan, the former Philadelphia performer, a 53% free throw shooter. He has 3 points in the game.
One release.
(13-8) our score. 5:45 left first quarter. Greenwood over Tyler. Yes.
He's off to a fine start with his shooting, David Greenwood.
He has 4, and it's 15-8. Isaiah came out of there with the pack after the miss and a 3-second violation, I think. Let's see. No, it's not.
One of these days when Isaiah Thomas becomes the perfect guard, he will not take shots like that.
I think they're claiming that the shot did not draw iron, and thus the 24-second clock should not have been recycled.
Shot clock will be reset at 17.
And now they're going to reset the shot clock at 17 instead of the 22 that were on the clock. You see Kelly Trapucco about ready to report, the former Notre Dame stand-up. And now Ed Middleton is the official wearing number 18. He's the one with the well-sprayed hair walking across the way to.
We caught him in the locker room before the game. Oh, what a funny scene.
And we promised him we wouldn't say anything about it.
We did promise him.
You know what? We lied. Jack Nees is the other official assigned to this game, and now they're trying to see exactly what the clock should be set up.
Fortunately, one of the Chicago Bulls lovables, cheerleaders, was around to rescue the official.
Whoop, now the clock goes to 9 seconds instead of the 22 that it was set at, or the 17 that they started to set it at. I wonder how they figure all that out.
I don't know, but I'm snoring.
It's really exciting.
Well, they do it.
Exciting to watch.
Let's go, guys.
Tyler will inbound. Isaiah from three-point country. They go through all that, then it takes them 2 seconds to get 3 points. He's got 5. 15-11 is our score. Chicago has led since the opening buzzer.
Chicago off to a good shooting start, 60%.
The bump was by Steppe, who has really done an outstanding job on Jordan. He's called for the foul this time, but he shut him down.
Well, he's making Jordan take difficult shots. And not only did Jordan get the shot off, but even to the very point where he released the ball, he had to keep extending his arm because Steppe's hand was right up there.
Michael makes the first free throw. His 5th point is an 85% foul shooter. I've got a question for you, John, as we go along here. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any doubt that Michael Jordan is going to win the Rookie of the Year balloting, and he's had a brilliant year. But if you coached the team, would you trade him for Team Olajuwon?
What a long answer I have for that. It's not a quick answer, Skip.
Steppe on the back. Well, I know one thing, it would depend who you had at center.
Yeah, right. But Olajuwon, the main thing is Olajuwon has made giant strides in the opinion of the experts this year in his ability to play this pro game.
I haven't gotten a chance to see him yet.
Good offensive pressure by Detroit on the boards, but there was a foul on Greenwood on that play. He was sandwiched.
He'll go to the line. Steppe picked up his second foul.
It's remarkable on the subject of Olajuwon how well he has done, how quickly he's adjusted to NBA play, and how Bill Fitch has gotten that team working together with Ralph Sampson as a forward. I mean, it's just remarkable. And I'm sure that those who have seen Houston play on a regular basis would present a very strong case for him as Rookie of the Year. Even though emotionally, I think if season ended now, we agree that Jordan would probably get it.
Oh, I think so, without much doubt. Vinnie Johnson brings it up. He's entered the game to work on the back line for Detroit. He's out of Baylor. Trapuka on the baseline to Lambier, and he drills it from 14 feet.
That's his special talent, Bill Lambier, that fast jump shot release.
18-13 is our score. 4:18 left, first quarter.
Well, you can see this is a two-man offense now, Woolridge and Jordan.
Jordan, let's see, they're going to call an offensive foul, I think.
Stepped on the baseline, I think, Skip.
They could have called the offensive foul. He hooked with the elbow, as you'll see. Right there. Well, he didn't get it. So Detroit can move to within 3.
Lit up the crowd, though.
Trapuka comes in and bangs one home.
So hard to do that. Come in off the bench and hit a jump shot.
Especially here, because on this ice, it's really cold tonight. Thomas, aggressive defense on Watley. Woolridge double teamed inside, got it up, missed the shot, shoots 2. Who got it? Thomas, I think. Yes. His first. It's penalty time.
Oh, Isaiah passing through on defense, figured he'd help his teammate out. Isaiah at the bottom of the screen, turned on when Woolridge wheeled. There was Isaiah.
Isaiah, by the way, will be profiled at halftime by Pete Van Wieren, and we invite you to stay tuned for that.
Good thing Isaiah was there, too. That would have been a slam for Woolridge. Good matchup, he and Trapuka.
Orlando has 5.
Both forwards would love to run that sideline.
20-15, our score. Wes Matthews has checked in to play Isaiah Thomas. It's knocked away. It went off Thomas, out of bounds. Chicago gets it. Good help from Corzine.
As I said, Skip, before the game, the preparation defensively for the Bulls was to guard that pick and roll, and they had one developing there.
Corzine on the left wing. Against a triple team, Woolridge can't buy it. Lambier has it knocked loose by Jordan, but Thomas is out of the pack with the ball. There he goes again. Good pass. Vinnie Johnson from Curitan. That won't go. Corzine fumbles it, tries to save it, and Greenwood out of the pack with it. Matthews across the line. It's wild and woolly.
It's been more than 2 minutes since the Bulls had a field goal.
Jordan's going to take care of that, and he does. (22-15) the score.
Jordan's going to have a party on Vinnie Johnson now. About a 3-inch difference there favoring Jordan.
Trapuka doesn't hesitate, does he? Detroit will have the ball when play resumes, but timeout is called here by the Bulls. Chuck Daly, the Detroit coach, not too happy with what he's seen so far. 2:27 left in the quarter. Sunday we'll have Houston at Boston at 105. Rick Barry and Bill Russell will be there on St. Patrick's Day. From 18, Isaiah Thomas.
Slow down, Skip. Slow down.
Now we've decided to do it with the pictures again. I like this. It's like a little game. Jordan. Dan Ranfield has checked in, the former Hawk and Pacer. Woolridge ran up the back of Isaiah Thomas. Brownfield is still badly hampered. Greenwood out of the game for Chicago. Steve Johnson has come on for the Bulls.
Brownfield will play very few minutes. Chuck Daly was telling us before the game his injury is still bothering him.
He comes in firing. That won't go. One thing about Danny, He's been injured all year, but it certainly hasn't kept him from going to the barber shop.
No, I was just thinking, he looked like he did a little dozing.
Wow.
Last time he was there.
Vinnie Johnson and Woolridge will jump it. 22-17 is the score. Chicago on top. And somebody either Roundfield hit it on the way up or somebody was in the lane too soon. That's why they don't like to have jump balls. And the ball finally winds up with Chicago. A minute 40 left in the quarter. Big turnout here in Chicago. Not capacity, but a fine crowd nonetheless. Matthews against Thomas. Jordan. Way short. Look at his quickness, though. Look at that move. Johnson tips it in.
Brian appreciated Steve Johnson hitting the boards, but Michael's the one that thrilled him with that second effort.
Is he quick? Vinnie Johnson. Lambert shot it in desperation with people hanging all over him and drilled it. He's got 6. 1 minute left, first quarter, 24-19. That game Sunday, Houston at Boston is 1:05 Eastern, by the way. Woolridge falls down as he hits the shot.
Super move. Trapuka was right on him. All that effort, such a touch he put on the ball.
Yeah, the nice soft touch. Trapuka had it, saved it. Vinnie Johnson with it against Jordan. He eludes him. Great pass. Lambert the hoop and the foul. Vinnie Johnson a brilliant pass. Second on Woolridge.
All that spinning and wheeling, and Johnson found the open man immediately.
Lambert seeks his 9th point. He could be the game's leading scorer. He and Jordan tied with 8 each. (26-22). A 4-point Chicago lead, 28 seconds left, first quarter.
Bulls are going to milk the clock now for that last shot, as close as they can come to killing the clock.
They double team the ball. Wes Matthews goes down the middle. Johnson fumbled away a layup, but saved it. Funny looking shot. Lambert the rebound with 5, 4, 3. You see the time. He'll never get it away. Will he? No. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Jack Neese says no. No basket. The first quarter is over. At the end of the period, you score. Chicago 26. Detroit 22. 26-22 the score at the end of a period. Some more news made by the Bulls today. Jonathan Kovler, Chicago Bulls Vice President, Operating Officer, announced today that after 13 years as a port owner, he has sold his stock to the Jerry Reinsdorf group and will no longer be associated in an executive capacity with the Chicago team. He says he's going to keep the season tickets, however, and continue to be a Bulls fan. And we go to the second period. As you gaze upon the scoring leaders.
No surprises there.
I hope you're gazing upon them. We go to the second quarter. Brad Higgins has checked into the game for Chicago and away from the ball. An offensive foul is called. Who was that on? Higgins? Oh, Jordan. Jordan, I guess. So Detroit brings it up. They trail by 4. Vinnie Johnson fires from long range. Roundfield kept it alive, but look at Jordan against Thomas. Oh, he's something, isn't he?
He left the floor on the left side of the basket and shot the ball from the right side.
You had time to quit smoking and fasten your seatbelt before he landed. Roundfield fakes. That won't count. A foul prior to the second shot. Just watch this. Poetry in motion as Jordan goes to work.
So be on a lot of late news reports tonight in Chicago. Oh, hangability.
.16 remaining in our first half. Brownfield has really improved his free throw shooting. He's at 80% on the year.
This is the man that Detroit felt would bring them to the Final Four. Injuries have prevented that.
The Final Four?
Like that. Actually, it fits. Philadelphia, Boston, L.A.
Oh, I thought you were confused.
There's room for one more, right?
Yeah,
it's
you're
the
right.
NBA elite.
Steve Johnson gets the hoop. I was a little confused myself today when I found out our hotel was right next to the Rosemont Horizon. Thought we were doing a college game. Brownfield, that won't go. And here come the Bulls. They can build an 8-point lead. Jump ball. Isaiah Thomas ties up Big Jawan Oldham, who just checked into the game.
Oldham has been getting time that Caldwell Jones used to have, and the reason for that is he's been blocking shots better than anyone on this team, and that's vital. They have an inside defensive presence.
And, of course, he wins the tip with absolutely no trouble at all. Rod Higgins hangs in the air. Yes. When Chicago gets scoring, as they are tonight, from guys other than Woolridge and Jordan, they're a very tough basketball team. When they don't, despite the greatness of those two performers, they struggle. Tripucka, after hitting his first shot, has had nothing but trouble. The Bulls can build a 10-point margin. Quentin Daly reports and misses, and as they battled for the rebound, a foul is called against Dan Roundfield of Detroit. John Long in, Isaiah Thomas out for Detroit. There you see Roundfield.
Oh, no question about that one.
Steve Johnson lays it up and in. He got by Roundfield, got the hoop. And he is struggling a little bit. Johnson has 6. Tripucka on the wing, Roundfield faces it against Johnson, drives, scoops it up and in. That's more like it for him. Roundfield.
So hard to block the shots that come up and under. Oldham wanted to block the shot, but he couldn't when he went under the hoop like that.
Matthews works the left wing against John Long. Earl Curitan about to return to the Detroit lineup. Long swipes it from Matthews. 34-26 our score. Lambier drew the foul as he missed from Oldham.
His second, team second. Lambier, 2 shots.
So Bill Lambier will shoot 2. He's a 79% foul shooter. 1 out of 1 tonight.
Lambier is coasting along to another excellent year. 18 points a game. 3rd leading rebounder in the NBA.
Lest we forget.
At the conclusion of the game, we'll select the Light Beer Most Valuable Player of the game in conjunction with the award Turner Broadcasting, and Light Beer for Miller will present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name.
One go.
Boy, you're smooth as silk for that.
It's been 3 weeks, too.
Yeah, that's right. Almost forgot what you look like. 34-28 is our score with 9:15 remaining in the first half. Oldham. Lambier wound up on the deck. Steve Johnson winds up on top of it. Tripucka, my goodness. They're letting him run a little bit, aren't they?
A terrible shot by Kelly.
Vinnie Johnson shot that so people would quit hitting on him, and he finally got the hoop. It got a little rowdy out there for a moment. 34-30, I score. Quentin Daly. There's Johnson with that sweeping hook. That's a shot you don't see much anymore. Oldham. Tripucka, it's 2 on 2, now 2 on 4. He's undaunted, but now wishes he'd have slowed it up like he should have. Oldham. Good look by Johnson.
When a player gets playing time like Oldham, who'd been on the bench for so long, he is so much looser. Oldham missed that last shot, didn't bother him at all. Came right down and did the job.
8:05 left in the half. Brownfield does his thing. What a move. He drew the foul as he missed. Oldham got him. This is vintage Brownfield. Watch how many fakes he gives you. 1, 2. He sometimes is called for traveling with that move, but he really doesn't. He keeps the ball of his foot anchored to the floor. And Oldham picked up his 3rd foul.
Well, you get a sense of a whole different Bulls defensive presence inside with Oldham there with Corzine now.
Oldham out with the 3 fouls, but we'll see more of him, I'm sure. Brownfield now with 6. 36-32 the score. 7:55 left till the halftime break. Good pass. Higgins the jump over Tripucka. Chicago is passing the ball very, very well tonight.
Higgins had his best game lately last night. 11 points in 12 minutes against Washington. He's off to a good start here.
Earl Curitan called for an offensive foul away from the ball. Jordan has returned. The team with Daly on the back line with Johnson, Higgins, and now Dave Corzine back in there up front. Jordan goes base, hangs in the air. Had to change it. Corzine missed the rebound. That'll be offensive interference on Johnson. And he knew he did it.
That's so frustrating. Good move by Corzine getting that rebound. Now the ball had not entirely cleared the cylinder. You cannot interfere with it until it does.
And Johnson, to his credit, no argument at all. He just slapped his hands in disgust with himself and headed on down the floor. He missed it by a split second. Brownfield goes to work on him.
Well, Skip, I must say I detected a tear in his eye.
Well, yeah, because it cost himself the 2 points. 38-34, Brownfield has come to life. He has 8. Quentin Daly wheels and deal. What a shot.
Stop that, anyone. Ooh. Well, remember that game against L.A. when he came in when we were here 3 weeks ago and truly lit it up.
40-34. They give him the baseline. It's knocked away out of bounds. Detroit will inbound on the end line. And Chicago calls a timeout. We've got 6:22 remaining until the halftime break, and now Chicago's lead is a semi. He has really, that's one of the big surprises in the league, that and the Cleveland team. Injuries have really crippled this Detroit team, but take nothing away from Milwaukee. Well, they have had a brilliant, brilliant year, and they're going to stay in Milwaukee, it now appears, and that's good news because that's great basketball country. Denver, a big surprise team, and Doug Moe rewarded with a new contract for pretty good numbers. And the Lakers have been breezing since probably they're farther ahead than Pat Riley would like them to be because it's sometimes tough to keep your intensity.
Presents different problems.
Brownfield got that one right off the top of the glass, and it wouldn't go for it.
Chicago shooting just a little over 50% right now.
Daly, boy, somebody fell asleep defensively. That's a layup. 42-34. Chicago has led throughout. Detroit, a 500 team on the road, 15-50. Earl Curitan, yeah, very good move. Earl has 6. And Daly walks it up the floor. Jordan threw it away. Here comes John Law.
Corzine didn't come and get it either.
He loses it. There goes Jordan. Threw it away. Had a a 3-on-1 and got maybe a little too fancy. Had Daly on one wing, Corzine on the other, and missed it.
Should have bounced the pass. Much easier for the big man to handle a bounce pass. Also gives him time to get to it.
42-36, the count, 5:05 till the halftime break. John Andres, Skip Carey with you from the historic Chicago Stadium. Long, that's for 2 points, and he got it. He was straddling the three-point line, but he wasn't beyond it. 42-38, Detroit keeps hanging around in this thing. Orlando Woolridge about to return for Chicago. Daly is bumped by Thomas. His second, only the second Detroit team foul. Isaiah disagreed.
All the games between these two this year, there have been 5 prior games have been tight. 3 of them have been settled by 7 points. Individually, 7 points each game. 1 by 4, and another one was an overtime game.
Jordan checked by Long. Daly again. Won't go this time. Roundfield the rebound. That's what he does so well when he's healthy. There's the pick and roll, and Roundfield gets the basket. And he is having his best game in a long time. He's got 10 points.
Getting the playing time, too.
Yeah, the leg must feel all right. Thomas knocked that away and has a clean steal from Daly. Gives it to Curitan.
Isn't that nice?
Earl appreciates that.
Yeah.
And Detroit has roared back to tie the game at 42 with 3:50 left in the half.
Bulls need an offensive attack now. They're really stagnant.
Oh, and they're just killing themselves. He stepped on the line. Curitan would have been better advised to let it go out of bounds. He did not. They wanted to get Enos Watley in the game, and now they do, and Quentin Daly goes out.
Detroit has scored 8 unanswered points now. Kevin Lockley going with his heavy offense. Nope, now Daly out. Starting lineup here.
Jordan up top against Long in a tie game. Jordan is in a mess on the baseline, gives it up very nicely, and Woolridge has it rejected by Roundfield, and Tyler the rebound. John Long shoots his high-arcing jump shot. Look at that Terry Tyler, Scott. Shot it over the basket. John Long with the next one. They keep firing, but they come up empty.
Here we go.
3-on-1. Woolridge from Jordan.
Michael's really mastering the idea of looking at the other offensive player than the one he's going to give the ball to and delivering the pass successfully.
Curitan, there's the bounce pass. Tyler. Try again. Terry has his first points of the night. 2:50 remaining in the half. David Greenwood, that won't go. Corzine is there, and Isaiah picked his pocket. Isaiah has dislocated a finger, I think. And a 20-second injury timeout is called. I shouldn't say dislocated, but he either got it bent back or pulled out a joint or something, because he was in agony for a moment. And now a full timeout is called by Detroit with 2:34 remaining. I'm sure the injury to Thomas is a very, very insignificant one, and Mike Abdenor goes to work on him right now. 2:34 left. First half, we're tied at 44. I don't think that's right, do you?
That sure is deceptive. Seems like Detroit. Seems like just the opposite, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know about that, but I know Detroit's got more than 4 points inside. Well, Isaiah Thomas double team front court. Good defense by Chicago. It went off Jordan, however, and out of bounds. And it will be Dan Roundfield inbounded. Isaiah for 3, and he's 2 for 2 in that department. He has 10. 47-44. Detroit leads for the first time tonight.
Only makes about a quarter of those shots, too, which is really not too good, but we've seen him do it well here in Washington.
Jordan thinks about it. Now he's going to do it. Nope. And Isaiah, the rebound. Tried to force it to Long, couldn't get there. Jordan with a tremendous quickness. Watley takes it right down the middle. Surprised everybody. He shoots so seldom. His first points of the night.
2 big plays by Watley. He got back quickly on defense and made that all happen.
We have 1:32 remaining in the half. Illegal defense against Chicago.
Corzine was on the strong side where the ball was, and his man was on the weak side. That is an illegal defense.
Well, he thought they were going to pass the ball across the floor. How's he supposed to know?
Well, the strong and weak side is determined, incidentally, by an imaginary line right down the middle of the court. A little education here.
Yeah. Those imaginary lines have always confused me.
Right.
I can see a bunch of lines out there. Brownfield fakes. Greenwood played him pretty well, and he missed the shot, and David has the rebound. Watley tries it again. Offensive foul. See if Brownfield gets up. He's hurting a little bit.
Bad judgment by Watley. He had more than a split second to avoid that.
Brownfield limping a little bit as he comes down, but he appears to be okay. Oh, Jordan almost picked off that one. Detroit by 1. Brownfield, boy, he's having a quarter.
He's getting his timing, isn't he, when you see a shot like that?
He has 12 points all in the period. His high for the year is 27. 33 seconds left in the half. Woolridge won't go, and Brownfield blocks out, gets the rebound.
No offensive rebounding for Chicago. And their outside shooting is really dismal, and that's a problem this team has. The exception of Quentin Daly, who's a reliable outside shooter. The team hurts for perimeter jump shooting.
They're going to have to shoot with 4 seconds left on that. That's the game clock. Did he get it away? Nope, they take another one away. 4 seconds left. They don't really take it away. It was the correct call, but another basket is deprived by a split second of going to Detroit. Brooks Steppe about to check into the game. There are 5 seconds remaining in the half. Unfortunately, nobody's going out for the Detroit team, which could be a little bit of a problem. Now Isaiah Thomas gets the word and departs. It's Woolridge, Daly, Watley, Jordan, and Higgins. And Higgins is going to get the shot up for 3. Didn't get any. Rebound Puritan. And the first half has come to a close. And a pretty good comeback by Detroit. They trailed throughout much of the first half, but battled back in the last 4 minutes of the second period to lead it by 3 at the halftime break. 49-46 Detroit, our score at halftime. Gary Miller's.
Westchester is going for the Hawaii trip. If he makes it to the center circle, it's on the pyramid.
Jordan has not had an overly impressive first half, but he does lead the Bulls with 10. Meanwhile, a guy is shooting for a trip to Hawaii here, and he just missed. Just left it short at halftime.
Jordan shot 4 for 11. Led his team in rebounding with 5, but had those 5 turnovers, too.
One of your favorite people in all of basketball, and mine, too, Benny the Bull, puts in an appearance here. Midcourt, it's always a pleasure to see him.
Well, he works hard, doesn't he?
Sure does. He's basketball's answer to Mr. Red in baseball. Cincinnati mascot who's no longer with the Cincinnati. Speaking of baseball, Braves in Montreal will be coming your way on Saturday afternoon at 1:30. Braves lost to the Red Sox today 2-1. Here it's 49-46. Detroit, Dave Corzine tries to change that, cannot, and the rebound goes to Lambier. And who's the traveling on Isaiah Thomas? Woolridge forced it. And Thomas just hands the ball to Jack Dees. He knew he did it.
Isaiah off and running. Took the extra step, no foul.
Michael Jordan Goes baseline. Good pass. Watley, the open jump, but it won't go for it. Roundfield with the rebound. 2-on-1. Good anticipation by Watley. He showed some quickness. Jordan threw up a prayer, didn't have it answered, but drew the foul and shoots 2. It's on Roundfield.
Man. You wonder what he is going to do in situations that don't appear to be going anywhere. Defensive man has him. This guy is unconventional, isn't he?
He's also pretty good. Jordan has his 11th point.
He's one of the rare athletes when the ball doesn't go in the basket. Sometimes it's just as good for the spectator because of what precedes the move.
Detroit by 1, 11:20 left, third quarter. John Andres, Skip Carey with you from the Chicago Stadium. Lambier from 18, shot at 19, and Woolridge the rebound. Good hustle by Lambier to break up that attempt for Jordan. Good look by Isaiah. Tyler the hoop.
Detroit is playing very well with their legs. They're getting up and down the court fast on defense and on offense. They just overpowered the Bulls.
Watley gets out of there with it. It's a 3-point Detroit game. Long way to go. 10:40 third quarter. That time Jordan broke away from Long. That time Lambier couldn't get there to help, and Michael has 14.
Watley made the delivery.
Lambier passed up what is his shot, the 18-footer. He's had trouble tonight. John Long with a set shot for 2. That's only his second basket of the night, which is unique.
He's an outstanding shooter. Only 1 for 4 in the first half in the field.
Give and go. Watley missed the layup, and Lambier pulls down the rebound. And Isaiah 3-on-2. Tyler left short thanks to Michael Jordan. Jordan heads the other way. Woolridge.
High fakes by Jordan. Looking one way, passing the other.
Roundfield in a mess, knocked away, out of bounds. It will be Detroit's ball on the end line. We have 9:35 left, third period.
Don't the fans love speed basketball? I mean, they just love watching this end-to-end action.
Corzine, the rebound, outlet, stolen by Terry Tyler. Tyler, no, too many Pistons there for the rebound. And what are we going to have? We're going to call a foul on John Long, I think. No, it's on Tyler. Chuck Daly dismayed by that. By the way, I don't know if we mentioned it before. He was telling me like 22 more pieces of that Silver Dome roof fell in today. That's a shame. Jordan. Michael heated up.
Meanwhile, I love that Joe Louis Arena.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. But you really got a feel for the fans, the players, of course. The Bulls are cooking. They lead by 1. They have the ball. Woolridge. Jordan, boy, he's taking charge, hasn't he? It'll belong to Chicago. But you really have to feel sorry for the people in the Pistons ticket office. The relocating they have to do of all those tickets because of that unfortunate event up there.
Particularly with the playoffs coming. I mean, they lose the potential for 30,000 plus people.
Jordan thought about it. Now he's going to do it for 2. Corzine, yes.
Now, Corzine has been doing a big job on the defensive boards, and that just adds icing to what he's done in the last 2 minutes.
He has 6, a 3-point Chicago lead. Thomas threw up a wild shot that wouldn't go. Watley, Thomas stole that. He's got a 3-on-1, a 4-on-1, and Long shoots a jump shot. Roundfield can't buy the follow. Thomas gets the layup. Really, the either way, you want to get a basket off a 4-on-1, but they'll take it.
He must have nudged Corzine. No way Thomas can get that rebound over Corzine unless Corzine was off balance.
56-55, 7:50 left third quarter. Knocked away by Lambier, two-shot foul.
Now on Bill Lambier, his first, third team foul. Dave Corzine, two shots.
He got the ball cleanly, must have gotten him with a body.
Whistle was blown from half court, too. That's what the player reacts to.
Yeah, that'll tick you off a little bit, won't it? Dave tries again. He's a 72% foul shooter. (57-55) Chicago. Watley has done a good job on Thomas tonight. Lambier ties it right back up. He has 13.
Yes, he has. He's containing. He's got the foot speed to stay with Isaiah.
Tyler plays Woolridge. Greenwood the jump. David with 7.
Team's best rebounder, adding some offensive punch tonight, David Greenwood.
Brooks Steppe about to check in for Detroit out of Georgia Tech. For Roundfield, held by Greenwood. And a timeout will be called here with 6:59 remaining in the third period. The Chicago Lava Bulls begin to do their thing, and we have a 2-point Chicago lead.
This program is authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. The announcers for this game have been selected with the approval of the National Basketball Association.
And Isaiah Thomas, after the Roundfield miss, commits the loose ball foul. Beautifully done, John. I didn't mean to slight your rendition of that display.
I tried to do it quickly, Skip.
You've been rehearsing our 3-week absence. Jordan has been the man. He sails by Steppe. Tyler actually tipped that in, but Jordan gets the hoop. He's got 18 in the quarter. Brooks Steppe is checked in to try to cool him down. Not so on that first try.
Detroit's got to think about helping Steppe. One man won't contain Jordan.
Lambier made a heck of a shot there in traffic. He has 15. Again, a 2-point Chicago lead, 61-59. Woolridge drew the foul, score the goal.
Great move. Oh, what a move.
Lambier, the foul. Let's look again.
Tyler was so busy thinking about Jordan, who could have gotten the ball same time Woolridge did, that he just had a split-second delay, and that gave Woolridge a chance to get loose.
Roundfield and Tyler depart. Curitan and Tripucka check in, and Woolridge converts the 3-point play and has 14. 64-59. We're at the halfway mark in the third period. Don't forget Houston at Boston Sunday afternoon at 1:05. Rick Barry, Bill Russell will have it for you. Isaiah. Lambier.
That's Corzine's job. Keep him off the boards. He failed it.
Lambier with 17 points.
Kills you, too, and Watley did such a good job containing Isaiah, making him take a tough shot.
Good play there by Earl Curitan, and he comes out. He wants to get the ball to Thomas, but now decides to go all the way and lays it in.
That's impressive.
He kept looking at Isaiah and sort of lulled him to sleep and then kept rolling. Chicago by 1 and with the ball. Corzine. Greenwood.
Best he's looked offensively in a while.
Steppe got the hoop. Jordan got picked off.
That's what's moving without the ball. Nice move by
Steppy, and of course Isaiah, #1 man in the NBA at giving the ball to the right people.
Chicago by 1 again. 4:36 left. Woolridge. Lambier, a good job off the glass. They get it to Thomas. He's got a 3-on-2 Tripucka. You don't get back on defense against Detroit, you're in for a long night. That time Chicago did not. Pistons by 1. Jordan from 21. Lambier doing a whale of a job off the glass here. And Isaiah churns up the floor. Jordan made a great move but missed the shot. Jordan, tough break for him. Steppy out of there with it. Here comes Thomas. It's 3-on-2. He drew the foul beautifully as he missed. Greenwood got him. 2-shot opportunity. Tripucka. All of a sudden, they're getting a lot of 3-on-2s, Detroit is, aren't they, John?
Yes, they are. They're running the sidelines well. This man's one of the best at it, Kelly Tripucka. That's how he makes his living, running that sideline. And the thing is, the guards know he'll always be there.
You see, he's a great foul shooter. He has 5 in the game tonight. Steve Johnson and David Greenwood departs for Chicago.
Johnson started for the longest time this season for Kevin Locker. You told me before the game that he found with less playing time, Steve Johnson is giving the same numbers, rebounds, points, so he's getting more out of him in less time.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a good observation, though, and adds to team efficiency.
Offense on Woolridge. He hooked Tripucka. What if they didn't play him at all? You think he'd still get the
Maybe that's next.
Probably not. There's the hook with the elbow, though Orlando didn't think so. And Isaiah Thomas brings it up. Detroit trying to build a 5-point advantage. Tripucka firing way short. Rebound, Woolridge. On the wing, it's Watley. He's in a mess. Got the shot up there somehow and then committed a foul.
Bill Lambier owns the defensive boards for the Pistons.
He has gotten a bunch.
Just sweeping.
A couple of finals for you, by the way. Indiana beat New Jersey tonight, 109-108. Phoenix upended the Knicks, 123-119. Thomas, Lambier, bingo. Isaiah got him the ball beautifully.
They just circled the wagons until they got inside, closer and closer, and beautifully handled by Isaiah Thomas.
Chicago wants a 22nd timeout here, and Kevin Lockery is not too thrilled with what he has seen in the last few moments of this game. Detroit has built a 5-point lead with 2:53 remaining in the third quarter. We have some partial scores for you. In the fourth, Kansas City leads Portland 99-98. They're keeping the Boston-Atlanta game down in New Orleans a secret tonight for some reason. Houston leads Denver 91-79 after 3, and now Chicago decides to call a full-fledged timeout after their 22nd timeout. You don't see that every day either. Timeout on the floor. It's a 5-point Detroit lead. Again, they beat them in the Boston Garden the last time they met. It's anybody's game in the third down in New Orleans.
Skip, Detroit's on a roll now. For the last 3 minutes, it's 12-2 in favor of Detroit.
And Wes Matthews has checked back in to try to cool down Isaiah Thomas, who has done a great job of leading the Detroit offense. Offensive foul on Steve Johnson, I think, pushing off away from the ball. Nope, on Quentin Daly. And didn't get it. And a good job by Daly. Now it's 3-on-1 at the other end. Woolridge, good shot. Daly made the good defensive play. Woolridge got the hoop. It's a 3-point game. We're in the 2-minute period.
A spectacular move by Woolridge. He makes it look so ordinary, too.
These guys can do that. Three on the shot clock. Lambier had to rush it. Now Chicago can move to within 1. He drew the foul and made a great shot. Quentin Daly.
quickness, too. Isaiah Thomas diagnosed perfectly the direction Daly was going. He adjusted so quickly. Great shooter. Great shooter. Oh. Yeah, Isaiah was right there with him.
Look at the concentration.
Meanwhile, look at Lane Beer, too. That was fast action, and Lane Beer had gotten down and kept up with those fast guards.
Now Daly tries to tie the game, and he does. Maybe that'll get him off and running. He made a good defensive play, then a big offensive play. It's a tie game with 1:28. Vinnie Johnson drew the foul, missed the shot, goes for two. Matthews got it. Houston at Boston, 1:05 Eastern, Sunday, St. Patty's Day. Rick Barry, Bill Russell with the play-by-play for you.
It'll be a team bus waiting for the Houston team when they leave that game in Boston. St. Patrick's Day, right?
I don't know. Bill Fitch might want to hang around a while.
Bill has memories. Imagine Akeem Olajuwon, St. Patrick's Day, Boston. Where am I?
Is this really planet Earth? I've spent a few up there. Boy, oh boy, you got to be strong. Matthews heads the other way. Detroit by 2 with 1:15. Woolridge over Tripucka. Bingo. Boy, when he gets it going, he's something. He has 18, 9 of them in this quarter. We're on a seesaw now, tied at 73, and Vinnie Johnson on the attack. They double team the ball. Puritan up top. Tripucka, I feel a shot coming for 3, and he got it. Kelly now with 9. I think they're 3 out of 3 in the three-point department.
Coming, Kate.
Isaiah, right.
Daly hung on the air, drew the foul from long, shoots 2. Joanne Oldham will check in for Chicago.
Daly
goes up.
Goes left as well as right. Very strong.
And Quinton will have 2 here.
Michael Jordan getting his pre-fourth quarter rest.
Daly has had sort of a checkered year. He's a great athlete, but a very troubled young man. You just hope he tends to his mitten and doesn't
Yes, he's had
hurt himself.
Unexcused absences. He sure is gifted.
And nobody got hustled for the rebound. That will be disallowed. Offensive basket interference again, and both teams fell asleep there.
Steve Johnson. Good play by Daly, following up his shot.
30 seconds remaining. It's a 2-point Detroit game. Tripucka by himself drills it.
Well, there's a message here now. Don't leave Tripucka open if he's more than a pass away.
Here comes Matthews. Plenty of time for Chicago, and now Wes slows it down. His team down by 4. There's 1 second less than what you see on the shot clock. So Chicago can use virtually all the time before they let her rip. Are they going to? Blocked from behind. Johnson gets it back. It gets the hoop. It counts at the buzzer.
He worked for that hoop.
You'll see it again as we go away for a moment. At the end of 3, it's anybody's game. Detroit leads it by 2. We go to the final 12 minutes. Kevin Lockery, the coach of the Bulls, looks on. As does Chuck Daly. There's Steph. You're into statistics, which I'm not. There they are.
Bulls continue to shoot 50% or better.
Chicago goes to their trap, and Vinnie Johnson is in a mess. But he doesn't panic, and Tripucka gets a 3-point play out of it from Roundfield. Got to give Vinnie Johnson a lot of credit. He did not push the button.
Look at how Tripucka gets this shot off now. So much shorter than all those people around him. His sense of timing is perfect.
There's a great joke about that, but I guess we probably shouldn't get into it now. 80-76 the score.
It's the first of a 7-game road trip for the Detroit Pistons.
Well, actually, Chuck Daly says it's the second because they'd never played in Cobo Arena before until last night. Daly for Woolridge. Chicago will inbound on the end line. Tripucka argues about that. And Daly dribbles the ball on the end line, and it goes back to Detroit. And they can build a 7-point lead, which would be their biggest of the evening.
Here he comes. Michael. Kevin Lockery's job is to rest him just right so he can come out and get the most out of Michael Jordan now.
Brownfield lets it go after Tripucka had it blocked. He was trying to draw the foul there and was unsuccessful. He's been a big hero, we understand, in the fourth quarter off the bench the last several games for Detroit.
6 straight hoops last night in a win.
That'll help. Johnson knocked away an errant long pass. Matthews got away with what looked like a turnover. And Woolridge gets out of there with the ball. And Long goes to the hole against Johnson, who blocks that away. Now what are we going to have here? Goaltending? Pinned against the glass, that's what it is. I think.
Watch Steve Johnson go up here now. Right out of our picture.
Yeah, and a foul as well.
Technical foul.
Or do they score a goal here? I don't really know. What did he hang on the rim? Is that what they're saying?
Calling that a breakaway foul. I don't understand that at all.
So take the basket away, we think.
That's a breakaway foul, is where you go for the man and disregard the ball, right?
Yeah, he went up and blocked the ball. I thought he made a good play and blocked it. What do I know? Kevin Lockery wants a timeout. And he wants Dave Corzine, his captain, to go to the officials and say, "Que pasa?"
See if we can get a reading on this, too, in the meantime.
We're going to look at it again as we say goodbye for a little while. Now, he went up, he bumped him a little bit, but he prevented the basket. I don't understand. Well, Detroit gets the ball. Now, read the rule, John.
Well, 2 free throws in possession of ball. If the breakaway foul is called and the penalty applies if in the judgment of the official the defensive player has made no attempt to play the ball, and it certainly appeared that Steve Johnson attempted to do that. From our angle, it did at any rate.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought the officials made a mistake. And Kevin Lockery and his team and the 13,227 gathered here in Chicago Stadium agree, but we don't count.
That rule was designed to avoid injury, and it didn't appear that Steve Johnson was doing anything other than playing good defense.
He prevented the basket, but Brownfield has his 13th point, his first since the first half. And Detroit has vaulted to what in this game is a tremendous lead, 9 points, but that's nothing in the NBA, as you know. 10:45 left.
Well, Jordan's been out for a while. Now he has to get back into this offense.
Johnson made a good move, muscled his way in on Brownfield.
Now that's a power forward move.
Against the pressure, Long almost threw it away. Tripucka out of there with it from the foul line, won't go for it. Brownfield, a tremendous job, but he had it blocked away. Chicago trying to come back right here. Matthews split him and drew the foul as he missed. I think Vinnie Johnson got him. Long was there as well.
Bulls are playing with Michael Jordan as a forward now. Terrific move. Boy, that really tells the story of Wes Matthews on offense. He makes great moves. He does super things, but he just can't get the ball to go in the basket enough.
Now a technical foul on Kevin Lockery. Called by Ed Middleton. Well, he's been working on that since the disputed play. But I don't know if that's a good spot for it with your team down by 7 points. Tripucka will shoot it. Incidentally, a few more regular season, well, more than a few more regular season games to go, and then 20 or so playoff games coming to you on TBS as the action continues to unfold. It's going to be a very interesting playoff year in the NBA.
Cannot beat those games for electricity.
Now Matthews shoots 2 at the other end and makes the first. No, just gonna let that die. Death on its own. West makes them both. 86-80, Detroit. The Chicago trap really hasn't hurt Detroit yet. Good job by Johnson with a rebound. Good pass, Jordan. Matthews finally gets it. That won't go. Jordan over Roundfield.
Michael saying, trying to help you guys out. I'm trying to pass the ball. But if need be, I'll finish the play.
Daly almost got the steal. Roundfield goes base. Good move. He just sort of short-armed that ball up. Roundfield with 16. We're building toward quite a finish. Detroit by 6. 9:15 left.
Chuck Daly pulling our leg before the game, talking about Roundfield and spot duty, Skip.
Yeah, and he's played a lot. He's played the entire second quarter. Started the third and has played quite a bit here in the fourth.
Good leadership by Jordan, passing the ball up to the cutter. Oldham can't hold the ball. Matthews runs out of good things to do, and out of the corner, Superman.
Clark Kent. Meanwhile, back live, Chicago inbounds with 9:05 left, down by 6.
Big
It's a gang fight, Roundfield and Johnson in the pivot. Johnson wins it this time.
Oh, boy. Steve Johnson is giving Kevin Lockery just what he wants to see.
Lockery, of course, coached Roundfield in Atlanta. Danny at the other end, no whistle. Isaiah Thomas off the glass. That won't go, and a loose ball foul as Lambert is on the deck with Jawan Oldham, and we've got extracurriculars here now. Thomas gets hold of Oldham, and Roundfield is on the deck, and the brawl continues. Long and Matthews tangled up. Roundfield on the deck with someone.
I'm laughing at Isaiah Thomas in the arms of Oldham.
Steve Johnson and Roundfield got tangled up as well, and we'll let Ed Middleton and Jack Nees sort all this out. The players at both ends, who did not come off the bench are in hysterics about Thomas and Oldham, who are now laughing too. That Thomas would challenge Goliath and just did.
When Beer loses his balance, they get tangled, and that's where the bad stuff starts. Isaiah tries to hold down Oldham and ends up literally 6 feet in the air with Oldham holding him.
We'll look at it from another angle, and maybe we'll be able to see that. A loose ball foul, I think, is called on Lambert.
Oh. Everybody down.
Matthews trying to break things up. Oh, you can't beat fun at the old arena. 88-84. Well, here's another look. Watch Isaiah Thomas, number 11, and Jawan Oldham, number 33.
Isaiah's going to go for an elevator ride now. Going up.
Meanwhile, back live, Michael Jordan hits a 16-footer and has 22. It's a 2-point Detroit game. Neither team has been able to finish the other off. It's been a game of peaks and valleys all night. Isaiah, nope. Oldham, the rebound.
That's why he's playing instead of Caldwell Jones lately.
now Chicago can tie the game. Johnson blew a layup. He'll get another chance, and yes.
Boy, Steve Johnson become a force.
He's got 14 off the bench. Roundfield, Dex Johnson misses the shot. Offensive foul, Roundfield.
There's a big people here now.
Hello.
Steve went down a little too quickly.
So now Chicago can take the lead. Daly.
Oh.
Yes.
How does he do it?
Isaiah Thomas heads the other way with 7:11 left.
Jordan and Tripucka matched up as forwards.
Roundfield blocked away again. Steve Johnson. That. Oh my goodness, they're going to call the foul on Isaiah Thomas. I can't believe it.
Woo. I guess in the opinion of the official, he did not have his defensive stance, but it certainly looked like he did in that replay.
Official made a mistake. But I'm married for the second time myself. Nobody's perfect, right? Johnson shoots two. Thomas, we have him for 5 fouls. Johnson has 15.
He's been very quiet as of late. Steve Johnson until tonight.
16 for Johnson.
So much for the theory about Steve Johnson playing less and doing just as much, right?
Yeah, he's playing a lot and doing a lot.
Yeah, right.
Daly is playing Tripucka. Matthews against Vinnie Johnson. Against the double team, Tripucka is hit in the eye and held by Daly. Right there.
Matthews got him.
20-second timeout for Detroit. Tripucka does not appear to be cut. We have 6:39 remaining. Chicago on top by 4. So now they have utilized their only 22nd timeout of the second half.
One guy doesn't want to get hurt again. He's missed 27 games, Kelly Tripucka. He's been red hot lately. 71 points in the last 3 games. Chicago's outscored Detroit 15-3.
The fight seemed to wake them up, or the shoving match, or whatever you care to call it. Tripucka, Oldham blocked it. No foul is called. Oldham on a breakaway.
Oh, wow!
He almost killed himself crashing into the basket support after he made the basket.
You know, it's interesting. This is happening without Michael Jordan.
Timeout is called by Detroit. Listen to this crowd. They're on their feet in Chicago. Jawan Oldham has this place up for grabs. Bulls lead it by 6. 6:11 remaining in our game, and I'll tell you what, John Andres, Detroit better get something going pretty good, because momentum is definitely with Chicago here. Ever since the little shoving match, or mini riot, or whatever you call it, the game has gotten very physical, and Chicago really played well.
Skip, you know, it's great for the Bulls from their standpoint. This is happening really without major contributions from Orlando Woolridge and Michael Jordan. It's Steve Johnson, it's Oldham, it's Quentin Daly. They're getting a full team effort.
Well, Detroit wants to get one here, and Vinnie Johnson can't do it, but he may get another chance, or someone will. John Long has not been heard from tonight. Matthews from Lambeer.
So fast, Matthews. Took took the ball right out of Lambier's hand.
West works the left sideline. Quentin Daly up top. Jordan is back. Hangs in the air.
I mean, no way the normal person gets that shot and makes it.
And that keeps the crowd very much in the game, which helps Chicago. Great Chicago defense. Laws again. Boy, it is physical now, isn't it? Roundfield, no. Roundfield again. Goaltender, score the goal.
That's okay for Chicago. It tells the Pistons that nothing's going to happen easy under this hoop.
Just left a little calling card for next time down. Oldham has lit a fire.
Well, they told me a couple of games ago, about 5 games ago, Oldham did that 3 times to Ricky Mahorn on the Bullets, and that turned the game around for them, and Jordan ended up with a stuff.
Matthews works against Vinnie Johnson. Steve Johnson, who's had a big night, jumps in. Offensive foul. Isaiah Thomas into the game for Detroit. John Long, who's had a tough night of it, goes out. Long has but 6 points and 2 field goals.
Interesting, with Oldham and Johnson playing so big now, this enables Kevin Lockery to play with Jordan as a forward.
Deflected away, and Matthews comes out of there with it. That's what West can do for you. He can make it happen at the defensive end.
Vinnie Johnson's going to get a headache if he keeps guarding him this tight in the backcourt.
Chicago slows the tempo. I really don't know why, because they've got it going their way. Daly, I think he got a 3-second violation, but let's see. There's no telling. No, another illegal defense against Detroit.
See, when Chicago stops their offense, they're going to go one-on-one, whether it be Jordan or Daly. And that means immediately Detroit starts thinking in terms of helping out. And this is where this strong side, weak side stuff.
That's why I frankly don't like that rule, because you try to play good defense and you get penalized for it.
Well, you also want to keep the middle open so players can play offense and do things. If you have everybody standing in the middle, you're going to have a game of jump shooting, and I'm sure that's why it was designed. But the players, I don't think, Skip, really fully understand it. Or not all of them do anyway.
Oh, I know, that's true. Matthews on the wing with 4:30 remaining. A basket gives Chicago a 9-point advantage. Daly, a little short. But out of the pack, there's Oldham again to Jordan. Yes.
He's been having a lot of trouble with his jump shot tonight. Not then.
Thomas has it knocked away. Matthews a foul.
Wes, if they look like a foul, chances are they're going to get called. You can't play defense from behind a man.
He was even more active after the foul was called than he was when he committed it. He's a danger.
Oh, he is a firecracker. Boy, it's amazing how Isaiah has been controlled offensively, huh?
Yeah, he has 13. He has 14. But only 4 points in the second half. 1 field goal. 99-92 Chicago. Jordan knows. But he brings them out of their seat anyway. Isaiah, nope. Lambier, nope. And yep. Lambier has 21. That's only the fourth basket of the quarter for Detroit. And we've got 3:35 left in the game.
But Oldham and Lambier, there's going to be some action there. Left side of your screen.
Lambier's lost enough fights. Jordan blocked by Vinnie Johnson. Beautifully done. 3-on-2 break. Trapuka, great move on his part and a great pass as well. Kelly has 17, 15 in the second half. So suddenly it's just a 3-point game.
What a great game.
Detroit refuses to fold their tents. They clear the zone for Matthews. Daly threw it away. Vinnie Johnson, Trapuka. Wanted to get the 3-point play.
Trapuka smells that basket as well as any player.
Timeout. Chicago with 2:40 left. And we'll be back to bring you the final 2:40 right after this. 2:40 left. Chicago leads it by 1, and they'll have the ball when play resumes.
Skip, Detroit's won their last 2 games. They beat the Clippers last night by 7. Trapuka had 6 straight hoops in the fourth quarter, 12 points. Saturday night, they beat Atlanta by 2. Trapuka had 16 points in the fourth quarter. Tonight, he's got 8 of his 19 in the fourth quarter.
Detroit, by the way, has made all 21 of their free throws in the game tonight. And play about to resume. There's the story.
A chant has developed here.
Which sounds like "Let's go Bulls." I assume that's what it is. Thomas almost swiped it from Steve Johnson. Last 2 times, Chicago hasn't gotten a shot up. They've had the ball stolen. Foul, 2 shots, Jordan. Brownfield got it.
They've been outscored too, Skip. 10-3 now in the last couple of minutes.
4 on Brownfield. It's been a game like that all night. Peaks and valleys. One team will get a little hot, then the other one will.
But that head fake by Jordan. Invariably, Jordan has to beat more than one person when he scores a basket, unless it's a jump shot. When he goes to that hoop, everyone is so aware of him that he always takes a couple of shots from different people.
Michael has 28. Oldham, another rebound. Boy, he's had a big game. Oh! And somebody tipped it in. It may have been Matthew.
Or Steve Johnson.
Did I give it to Johnson?
I don't know.
At any rate, it's a big, big hoop and a 4-point Chicago lead. Landier misses.
Matthews got it, Skip.
Two minutes remaining in our game. A hoop here makes it a little tough for Detroit.
I think Jerry Reinsdorf, the new owner, is happy. Of the Chicago Bulls. His first game here in Chicago as the owner.
Jordan, tough break for him. Isaiah's got Vinnie Johnson in front. Had to change the shot, got it anyway.
Fine play by Vinnie Johnson, diagnosing that shot.
102-100. Matthews works the left wing. You see the time remaining. Jordan and Vinnie Johnson bang away from the ball. Matthews runs into it. How in the world did he make that?
Well, as Lionel Richie would say, that was outrageous.
2 in a row for him. His first 2 field goals of the night. Vinnie Johnson. In and out. Chicago in pretty good shape now, and a foul on Vinnie Johnson. Oldham, a 63% foul shooter. So it's bonus time, penalty time for Chicago, and we'll see it again. Frustration there from Vinnie after missing the jumper.
When you see Oldham and you're seeing a different player if you've seen him before, I mean, he's playing now. He's different, Skip. You know, he's more mobile.
And not as timid.
I can't think of him. He's 7'2".
Well, he's a project. Mark Eaton was a project. Sometimes they come through. He hasn't made it all the way yet, but you'd certainly, if you're a Chicago fan, be encouraged.
Oh, he's contributing.
He made a big point there. It gives him a 5-point lead. Trapuka thought about a 3-pointer. A minute left. Somebody better shoot something. He wants a 3-point play inside. Vinny, no. Tip up and in round field, and they got just what they wanted. The basket and the foul. Steve Johnson, his 3rd foul. Boy, he didn't want to commit that one. Roundfield seeks his 21st.
See what Roundfield does now with that left hand. Big game for him.
And here comes the all-important free throw that can bring his team to within 2. He got it. Matthews Rogers heads to the front court. 45 seconds left. Chicago by 2 and with the ball. Jordan against Vinnie Johnson. Woolridge sets a pick. Jordan spins into the lane, drew the foul, missed the shot.
Woolridge can't get his hands on the ball. He's so busy setting picks. You know he's dying to do something himself. Vinnie Johnson so quick on Jordan. You can see how it takes more than one man to stop him because Vinnie Johnson did a terrific job.
Jordan shoots 2 important free throws here.
Steve Johnson getting a big hand as he was just taken out by Kevin Lockery. Well deserved.
29-11 in the final quarter. He's got 30, and we have a timeout called here by Detroit with 33 seconds remaining, and Chicago on top by 4. And now Detroit has some decisions to make. Do you bomb away from three-point country? Do you take it inside as they did last time, and Roundfield got the rebound and the three-point line?
Well, you give it to your backcourt genius and hope that he does the right thing, and that's Isaiah Thomas, the man who leads the NBA in assists. He's got to be selective. Listen to Kevin.
Up to the guard, over the top. Still chopping it. He comes back. No three-pointer, no fouls, no second shot. Okay? You get in trouble, we have 2 timeouts left. Okay? Now watch Lambeer send the pick and pop it out. He can shoot. Same aggressive defense, and then everybody converges in the rebound the ball. Alright? If they score, we want a timeout. We want a timeout if they score. Alright? Don't score. Get the ball and spread out. One thing, there can't be second shots and there can't be fouls. There cannot be second shots, there cannot be fouls. Okay? I want you, when you go out, make sure we're right.
It's got a New York accent, right?
If repetition is an important part of education, sure. Kevin has learned it. No second shots for Detroit and no fouls.
And 2 timeouts remaining. That's an important item, too.
Yes, he made it very clear.
We appreciate him allowing us to eavesdrop on his conversation. They've announced here about 5 times tonight. Kansas City 120, Portland 114, so we'll do it again. Bulls 107, Pistons 103. That's what we're concerned with now. And Trapuco will inbound at midcourt. Play it. Thomas wants to shoot a three-pointer. No, he wants to go to the hole. He'll shoot 2. It's on Jordan. He argues about that.
He wasn't set. He took a good shot from Isaiah, but he wasn't set with his feet.
That's only 2 fouls on him, so
he was moving. He had the position. He was there, but he still kept moving.
25 seconds remain in the game. Thomas can make it a 2-point game. Isaiah with 15. He does not have a field goal in the 4th quarter and has just 5 points in the second half.
See, by committing the foul, which Lockery didn't want, Detroit has caught up and virtually lost no time on the clock.
Right. Now, Chicago, of course, will call timeout. And they're going to have to take a shot before this thing ends. They would love, I'm sure, to run the 23 of the 24 seconds on the clock and fire it up there with 1 second left and not really worry about whether it goes in or not.
Well, they'll spread it out, as Kevin was just suggesting, and hopefully, if they have the discipline, they'll use as much of the clock as they should.
Detroit will try to steal the inbounds pass, then we'll try to play good defense, and if after 10 seconds or so they are unsuccessful, I'm quite certain they'll foul somebody who's not known as a good free throw shooter and hope that he misses. Remember, the shoe was on the other foot the last time we saw the Detroit team. Lambeer had a chance to win a game at the foul line with a 1-on-1, or with a 2-shot opportunity. Come to think of it, didn't get either one of them, and it cost him the ball game before it was all said and done. So this thing is far from over. Let's see if we can eavesdrop again. said just what John said he would, spread the floor.
For some reason you turn it over, don't foul.
If we turn it over, don't foul.
You've got Lambeer, you've got Roundfield, you've got Chapik, you've got
Isaiah.
the big guy, Western,
And we're about to go.
Should Detroit win this game, one of the reasons will be because they were perfect from the foul line tonight.
Back to Chicago with Daly.
They're asking us to give the player of the game, but we don't have any earthly idea who the player of the game is because the game isn't over yet. And Woolridge will inbound it. Time is a-wasting as far as Detroit is concerned. They take the foul now. Tripucka fouls Daly. They had no choice, but Daly is a good free throw shooter. 81%, but nobody handled the ball except good free throw shooter. Now Jawan Oldham gets back into the game. And Wes Matthews will go up. Oldham to add rebounding power. If Daly makes them both, it's very, very tough for Detroit.
Chicago's done very well with Jordan as a forward tonight for a long time.
It's a three-point game. It's a four-point game. And yet another timeout, this one called by Detroit. Supposed to tell you that coming up next at the conclusion of this game is Way Out with Jerry Lewis. Okay, that will be seen immediately after the game. 109-105, Chicago by 4, 17 seconds remaining in the game. More thrills like these will be yours on Sunday afternoon at 1:05 Eastern Time when Houston and Boston get together in the Boston Garden.
To pick player of the game in a game like this. But we have some candidates, Skip.
Oldham has to be a candidate, but his
Sure
5
does.
points isn't.
As does Michael Jordan.
And Steve Johnson.
And
Roundfield, of course, and Tripucka off the bench for
absolutely.
Detroit. But we'll wait and let the players determine all that.
We'll let the winning team make that determination.
Sure are a lot of timeouts late, aren't there? Everybody hoards them like gold just for these kind of situations. Well, how will Detroit play it now? They trail by 4, 17 seconds left. Lambeer. Thomas for 3. He makes another one, isn't he? He's 3 out of 3 on those, 19. And now Chicago will call timeout. Well, that changes things around a little bit, doesn't it?
Out of sight. Was that his third of the game?
3 out of 3 in the three-point department is what we have him for.
He's pulling a Gus Williams on us now. Gets his feet set.
Well, there was nobody.
They looked for that play, too. They inbounded the ball. Look at that swoosh. Not even a rim. Inbounded the ball to Lambeer. Isaiah gave the impression that he was going to cut to the hoop. Came right back to the three-point position. Got his feet set. And made it a one-point game.
And that really changes things around because now, if all else fails, Detroit can foul with, say, 5 seconds left if they can't get a steal. And even if Chicago makes the 2 free throws, they've got 3-point opportunity to, if nothing else, send the game into overtime. You see the score right there. So now, Kevin and Chuck Daly have coached against one another before, and so now the chess match continues. Though Daly won the last time with the 3-point basket and nobody on Isaiah Thomas. Let's see what Chicago will do. I imagine Oldham will come up because he's not known for his free throw prowess, but we'll let the coaches decide all that.
Great series between these two teams this year. Detroit ahead 3-2. Certainly enemies in the Central Division. Detroit ahead by 6 games.
Ooh, Larry Bird scored 60 tonight. Kevin McHale just set the all-time Celtic record with 56 last week. Bird said the heck with that. 125-115 Boston, the final.
Right, McHale at 56, right?
Yeah.
All-time record for the Celtics.
For a minute, there was an all-time record.
Wow.
Well, let's see what happens in this one. Woolridge gets it in. Daly against the double team. They play keep away. They have all the time on the clock. Foul is on Vinnie Johnson. Jordan can make it a 3-point game if he makes them both with 8 seconds left.
Team's best foul shooter.
Chuck Daly already giving play instructions. And now Jordan, an excellent foul shooter, is at the line again. But remember, even if he makes him a 3-point basket, ties it up for Detroit. Makes the first one, nothing but the bottom. 31-13 in the quarter. It's a 3-point game. They're out of timeouts. Here comes Isaiah. Needs 3. Vinnie Johnson, it's 3, but he missed it. The basket is good by Curitan at the buzzer, but it doesn't matter. Chicago wins it by 1. Curitan really had no time to get it outside, but I think he forgot that happens with the 3-point basket occasionally. Vinnie had a pretty good shot at it, an unmolested shot, but he was unable to make it, and the ball game is over, and a 1-point win at home for the Chicago Bulls. And Kevin Lockery and his assistant Fred Carter are happy men as they head off the floor. There's your final, and back with the totals and highlights right after this.